Just got back to the house. I'm going to head out because I want some more driftwood pieces for all the tanks. I also want to see if I can get to the leaves before it's too late. So I've got a giant bag of cottonwood leaves. Cottonwood leaves are safe for the aquarium. Ted Judy himself told me that on one of his videos in the comments below. That and I have tested, and so far so good. But here's my pack. So I have another set of waders if anybody's in the area and you want to go get, you know, muddy with me. But I actually just got these waders off of Craigslist from a pretty nice guy. Neoprene versus big old plastic ones with boots. So pretty excited to actually get to use these. But generally I go out with the pack on. I've got like a little container. I carry a bunch of bags. This is what I catch my fish with as well. I'll show you what I bring for fish though. This is the net I use to basically catch my fish, and this is what I caught my most of those killifish with. So it works fairly well. I could probably use this in the koi pond, but good long reach to it. The net allows me to catch adults. If there's fry, to be honest, I don't want to catch fry. I want them to just, they can stay and you know, develop and grow. I'm not going to try and catch a wild fry, but you know, that's what I use for fish. I'm not going to bring that today because I'm not trying to get any fish. I just want wood. I do have a specimen container here in case I see, I don't know, anything cool that I just can't resist. But here's a basic setup. A backpack in case I need to put anything. I'm going for rocks, leaves, and wood today. The waders. I don't know if I'll bring this. I'll probably bring these, but you know, I'll wrap these over my shoulders or over my waist, and I found it's a good way if you're going with bags and you're going to bag your fish. I will literally catch, I mean, I'm on foot now, so I will literally catch a lot of fish. So if I'm going to bag them, I'm going to put them in these bags and then keep moving. I actually have been using, I haven't used this, but I used a bucket last time, and what I would do, I would empty the bucket every 10 or 20 minutes and you know, put fresh water. But this guy right here allows me to keep fish in it, and I can literally just sink this into the water. Now it will float partially, but I can sink it into the water so it will constantly allow new fresh water to get in. And that's just a bait bucket from a fish store. Very cheap. You can see how it works there, but those are the other and old waders. I don't like those waders. They almost drowned me one time. I went in a ditch and I just went too deep. Water came in under my armpits and basically I had to swim out my waders. But I'm gonna go do that. It's like 6 o'clock. I probably only have like an hour to go get it done, so I'm gonna get it done. I'm gonna bring the camera. If I can show you guys anything while I'm out there, I'll do just that. Alright guys, so I'm all suited up, if you can see. Kind of like these. Gotta fold that over. Never had a pair of waders this nice before. I don't know if these are nice, but for I think like 20 or 30 bucks, they're gonna work pretty good. So they fit perfect. So pretty happy. But I'm at the area where I've located some plains killifish. I've also caught them in another area that is a golf course there, and there are houses there, and there are houses on the other side of those woods. But this is the only place that I've ever found with a constant low, like, I'm gonna say 4 inches of water creek bed. And there are deep pits here and there, and there are these weird little cutouts I think that they created to kind of slow water flow when it starts. I'm not really sure, but there's some weird little cuts, and a lot of fish live in there, and they're actually very easy to catch. So basically I'm gonna come here and kind of also look for the natural setting that these fish are living in. I'm gonna try and apply that to their tank, and I'm also going to look for rocks here and some wood. And now with wood here, you do have to be aware of runoff. And by that, I mean possibly pesticide runoff. If there is, I'm assuming it's a very small amount. One way to kind of test is if you have really high nitrates that means you have a whole lot of fertilizers. And a small percentage, you could probably figure out, well, if this many people fertilize, this many people use pesticides. More people fertilize and more fertilizers are used, and fertilizers run off a whole lot more. So if you're testing high nitrates in an area that's, you know, you have a golf course on one side and houses on another side, and you have very high nitrates, like high, you can expect to have probably pesticides in that water as well. Now, I don't know a whole lot about pesticides. It is something I keep in mind. And I actually have not picked up any wood here. I've found some fossils and some rocks, and the fish are from this stream, not this particular area, different part of it, but it is connected. So I'm basically going to be looking for rocks, wood, and even leaves. Now, if I find leaves that I like, that I feel, okay, these are in a good spot, and I do happen to know areas of here where there's not golf course and there are no houses, it's off kind of on its own on tops of hills. There's some that way and there's another one that way, which I will be checking those, and I feel it's safe, and I find leaves that I like, I'll probably consider it. But I'm not going to be picking, like, I'm not going to be picking any of those leaves up. Definitely not. Things you got to worry about, I think, like I just said, around houses and golf courses, fertilizers, probably not pesticides, but fertilizers for sure. Houses, fertilizers, we're early spring, don't know that anybody's fertilizing yet, and if no one's fertilizing yet, or we're right on the cusp of people are about to start fertilizing and about to start pesticiding, late winter, early winter, right in that winter time when no one's putting fertilizers down, there are some winter fertilizers that go on grasses, but when no one's putting fertilizers down, there's probably nobody putting pesticides down either, meaning it's probably safe to consider, but you still need to be aware and think. So anyways, I'm gonna get down in there and basically just see what I can find. All right, so I'm at one of the high spots in this creek. That's a good, I don't know, 30-40 foot ledge right here. But I hiked up here, and it is not easy to hike in these waders. Sorry for that sideways shot, but it is not easy. They're very constricting, and I have like very thick legs. But this can give you like a great vantage point to see what's around you. If you have a hill, if you're, you know, if you're game enough to climb up a really tall tree, I don't know if I would be. I'd rather walk up a hill. But if you have hills, use them. They're amazing vantage points. And they give you a good view of what's around that you otherwise wouldn't be able to see while on the ground. And I can kind of see something. Over down in there. I want to say it looks like I can go down and around and maybe hit that, but so that part of the creek section there, let's see how close I can get. But that part of the creek section towards there is actually where I found the first Plains killie, and it was basically accidentally. I broke one of my nets, and I basically accidentally hit the bottom of a creek bed and scooped up a bunch of sand, and didn't think I had a fish, and sure enough I saw, you know, the zebra striped and bright red finage. So but I was trying to look and see if there's anything I can see from up here. Definitely don't want to fall, but I think I'm gonna go down this way. I think it might be a bit of a climb, but I'm gonna go down this way and continue, and I'm gonna go back up over here because it looks like there may be some wood that I've missed in the past times that I've come out here. But kind of a cool little scene here. And as you can see, we do have a house over there. So that's a house. I don't know, he's maybe 50 foot away from like the actual creek beds. There are houses here. It kind of stinks, but it's really close. And I mean, that's the neighborhood like I basically grew up in. It's one of the houses in it, I think. But yeah. All right, guys. So I didn't think this would turn into a how to find wood video, but as you can see, I've got a giant piece of wood, and it is very dark. I just got done seeing a giant coyote out here too, but this is the piece of wood I found. It's got a lot. I mean, you can really see this is an 8-foot bed, so that is a giant piece of wood. But as you guys can tell, I'll have to cut it up into some smaller sections, but I've got some nice pieces there. So I've got a lot of different, it's got depth to it, a lot of different nooks, crannies, and holes for the fish to hide in, swim through. And I'm not sure what kind of wood this is. I'll have to figure that out when I get to the house. Start off to cut a piece off and just basically look at the cell structure under a microscope or a very strong magnifying glass and see if I can't figure it out that way. But we'll see if we can identify it for the safety of the fishes, and then most likely we'll cut up pieces that are small enough to either boil. If we can't boil them, what we will do is we will submerge them in a trash can or big body of water like the IBC totes, and pour some hydrogen peroxide in there with them, and allow the hydrogen peroxide to soak in and kill them. Now this was found, if I haven't mentioned it yet, on the side of the creek bed, so it was dry and not submerged in the water. And basically the only reason it's got that nice, driftwood look to it is because it's been flooded quite a few times down there, and each time it floods it just takes that big, rushing water beating, which really gives it a beautiful look. But anyways, it's dark and it's starting to get cold, so I'm going to head back to the house.